So for a little background, Zetas is a platform dedicated for accounting firms, which help the accounting firms to better manage their workflow and also their internal operation and other things related to the practice within accounting firm. Even though I'm more than happy to talk about Zetas, explain about the functionality of Zetas for the whole night. But for the session today, that is more dedicated to sharing about the best practice in running accounting firm. So we will be discussing real world challenges, innovative solution, and how on the best practice, how on the tools like Zetas or other tools available on the market can streamline operations. And I'm very happy to have Mr. Đức Lê, who is a friend of mine and also the director of ADV Partners Chartered Accountants in Melbourne. So as our guest, so with a team of 12 staff serving around more than 500 business clients, Đức will definitely bring invaluable insight, and we can discuss about how we can improve the practice within accounting firms. So hello Đức, thank you for joining us today.
You're welcome.
Yeah. So just to start, if you can just introduce a bit about yourself, about your experience in running business and the accounting firms, and including your team size and your business scale as well. Yeah.
First, thanks for having me tonight. And just a very brief introduction. Like I've been practicing from 2011, and with my experience in the accounting industry for more than 20 years. And we started in 2011 with 3 partners, and now we grow to 12 people, and we serve more than 500 business clients, and we mainly small and medium businesses. And in this session, like mainly, I just share what we've been doing and what we think is relevant. It's just like a session to share experience, and I hope it can give you guys some benefit to improve your practice.
Yeah, thank you, Đức. So I know Đức for like I think 6, 7 years already, and he's also because I'm running a couple of business as well, so he's my accountant. For he's the accountant for my business as well. So he helped me a lot, and sometimes I wonder how he can manage the whole the whole process with his big clientele pool. So just I think we can jump in right away with the first question about the current challenges worldwide. So with the various challenges business worldwide are facing, such as like economic uncertainty, regulatory changes, the talent shortages, and also the application of new technology, everything. So what would you say are the main challenges in running a business, and in particular an accounting firm, accounting practice like yours?
I think at the moment, like we talk about the in Australia, and if you guys are running an accounting practice, you would aware that the first thing, the changing of regulation and the enforcement from the ISO, they put the pressure on the practice, on the client, the taxpayer. They need to do submission or the report on timely basis. And if you are late, then you get penalty on that. And also, like after COVID, things had changed significantly. The shortage of accountants and looking for experienced accountant is not easy. And because the nature of the work is quite challenging, so a lot of accountants they move to other industry, not in the accounting practice. So that's a challenge. And also because now customer they want something be very fast, so we need to balancing between the workload, the compliance, and also the quality of the work we deliver to client. So that is a challenge that's I think the accounting practice facing.
Yeah, so you said that the you need to deliver on time and then with the very quick response to the client, and also to manage the like huge workload, considering that you are running you are serving for more than 500 clients, and also you need to uh, comply with all the regulation in Australia as well. So those are the main challenges. And I think we can jump into the first one, which is for the main stakeholder of all the business, that is the customer. So how do you maintain the customer experience at a very high level with like a huge number of clients, and also with all the changes in with all the updated information from ATO, from different organization. So how do you maintain the customer experience, the good customer experience for your client?
I think the first thing we need to do is you will have the quite good internal system, like the guidance, the procedure within the practice. So everyone have to understand that their role, what they need to do, and the communication between the team and also client is clear. And we can't just ignore the client request, and we need to set the clear expectation from client. And from that, the collaboration between within the team and deliver what the client expect. And to do so, I think the utmost is we need to have the good system. I will share to you guys the uh, the change plan which we've been doing for many years. So that's the practical experience that we are doing. And from that perspective, you might get some, it could be benefit for you, it could be not, but what we are doing, we see it benefit for us a lot.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you, Andrew. So for the customer experience, that is always the customer expectation. You need to meet their expectation, right? So to be able to meet the expectation at a very high level of service for your customer, of course, you need to have a good team. You need to have a good process. You need to have good tools and everything to deliver the high level of service for your customer. So the second question would be for your internal operations. So how do you effectively manage all the tasks like coming through to your team? Like you have a team of 12, but with 500 clients, and I guess for each time you have to go with the BAS, quarterly BAS, or the end of financial year report, for example. That is a huge workload coming for your team. So how do you manage all the tasks and make sure that no miss deadline and no overlook assignments?
From my experience, like all the I would say all the accounting practice when started, from a small team with maybe 10, 20 or 50 clients, and it's kind of like easy to manage. You can manage based on the Excel spreadsheets, or you can put a note somewhere. But when the client, grow to more than 100 to 200, 300, 500, and you just multiply with the task that you need to handle, and using Excel or something, manually, which is, impossible for you to manage. That's from my experience. So I have been, looking for the tool, how to, we use the tool to manage the workflow. I used to use the Jetpack and also the WorkMax and also ERP, Next, etc. Just try to definitely the only way we can capture, we can see the task in the pipeline through the tool. And with any accounting practice, from my view, you can use any tool that suitable for you. And it's just like thing that you need we should change, we should take up.
Yeah, so I totally agree with you because my background is tech. So Excel is a very powerful tool, I think, especially for on the accounting firm and on the case management. I think yeah, that is something that I see a lot of accounting firm and then also consulting firms using Excel to manage their customer database and also their tasks as well, which is very good. And also, I think when I first met you, like I think 5, 6 years ago. Within your team also there are some piece by piece managed by different system as well. So this is something that I want to understand a bit further in terms of the in terms of the internal operations, because how can you like train your team to keep updated with the new technology and with new tools that can be applied to optimize the workload within your team?
I think we come back with the first thing you have uh, look at the manual work first. We have the very clear procedures, and the procedure must be applied the same way for all team member. We can't have, let's say 12 team member. They had 12 different set of, procedure to do the same thing. So which is not applicable. We can't really choose it, and it's very hard for the practice to manage. So the first thing is we need to develop the procedure, the guidance, the guideline, the manual for the certain work. And then the collaboration between the team must be very clear. So basically, that's the framework within the practice. And then we will apply, in that framework, you can do it manually, but manually will create a lot of trouble. You can really chase it, accountable, who account for what it be done. So it's very hard to chase it. From that perspective, we need to looking for a tool to really capture, what is happening and who is at and what tasks need to be done, things like that. So develop the procedures and then use the technology to help you enhance it and manage it. That's the process of growing in my practice.
Yeah, that means your team need to be upskilled with on the new technology as well, right?
Yeah. So basically, I think within the accounting practice, what my experience is, everyone kind of like very busy, and then we always had the time constraints. We really see it. We really know that okay, we had a problem, etc. But because we are too busy with the current things, and then we sometimes we really can't afford to change, adopt new technology into the practice. So to me, as the practice managers or director, I encourage my team. Of course, implementing a new tech is challenging. It's not easy. You need to prepare the database. You need to go live. It may go wrong, and then we come back and fix it. But when we get it successfully, it will be very rewarding.
So at the beginning, what was the motivation and uh, the motivation that gives you the courage to just to go with the flow and to make change and to apply the changes into your business or your practices?
I think I might need to share, what we've been doing for the last few years, a long time ago. But in that sense, you can see, the reality, the practical experience, and go come to now. And when we can talk, and then everyone can maybe benefit from this.
Yeah.
Let me try to get the file.
Yeah, while waiting for Luke to share the screen. So if you
Can you see this
if the
screen?
participant you have any question or any opinion, just like, or you can raise your hand, either raise your hand or you can even put in the chat so that we can discuss on that as well. Yeah.
You see this? Can you see the screen?
Yeah, I can see it.
Excuse me. So this one I just share, what we've been doing, and I hope it gives some benefit. And if you see it not applicable to your case, that's fine. The first thing is we need to understand your plan first, what you want to be. And for example, back in 2023, we see out the problem. I say that we need to have the ERP system, which is to manage the practice. We just can't afford to do it manually. And then we set a goal, what we really want to achieve, good client portfolio, and then revenue, and achieve, better and toward best practice in 2025. So basically, we need to set the plan, the goal first, and then within the practice, we know, your team member. This is we call the team member hierarchy. So who is who, so they know who they will communicate with, and we let people know the flow of communication. And also, like, we had a plan for the next year, and we had actual, so things like this. And the first we within the internal people know, who is who. And then when we look back, okay, in 2023, we finished about the ERP which we use in the GTAS for the practice. This is just like the plan that we are working on. And now, for example, now we are sitting in 2025. So we still maintain a good client portfolio. We achieve better and toward best practice, and then improve team member skill, continue, review and remove child clients. So if you are in practice, you know that maybe a lot of clients is very high maintenance. So we probably need to remove it, set clear your plan. And so this part that we call the plan, and then the key activity, what we need to do to achieve this one. I normally do the SWOT analysis, which we focus on, what strength, weakness, opportunity, and threats within our practice. And then, strength, you enhance it, and weakness, you need to fix it. And if you have opportunity, etc. And the most important is we need to review the process and collaboration. So this one, the process, like the guidance to the team member, and how to get a job done, and how many steps for each job to be done, and also the collaboration between the team member. So this is a picture, and I normally use this, analogy. For example, if you are a small practice, you have a small team, but if everyone know their task, know their role, and they are all connected, and it's still very strong structure. And when you get the team, quite large team here on the right side, and with many tasks, and if it's connected, it's still very strong structure. So that's basically the philosophy and the plan that we are doing. But how to manage this, the structure like this? I think manually we can do it, but it will create a lot of error, mistake, and it could be very hard to chase, and looking for who accountable for. So that's basically what we're doing.
Yeah. So that's very interesting. So it take you 3 years to come to this stage. So starting with like using the ERP as like a very big, like a very generic system, and then coming to training the team, going through on the process, develop the procedure, everything, and then using a system like ZTAS. Thank you for supporting us. But so that is one of the system that we can we can apply for the accounting practice. But with that system, with those procedure, and then with the team, the upskills team, how do you manage the quality of service for your customer? How can you ensure that the work your team delivers to client remain like consistently high, because you have more than 500 business clients, and even though, because I know that the turnover rate is like always there, so there will be new staff coming on board, and then how can you get the new staff to the same pace with all your current staff as well? So what are the main factor that help you to do that?
As I mentioned before, so within the practice, so we better develop the procedures, the guidelines for all team members. They do the same. We don't want to have 12 people have 12 different set of procedure, and then it's very hard for them to train the next one. And we have internally we have the manual for the new member if they come on board, and we also have the induction. What we call onboarding procedure for the new team member. We offer them, the time of the initial training, and also we have about the, in the practice. So if anyone come on board and has someone, hold hand for the next, certain time, and until they fully understand the process in the practice. And the uh, the most important thing is, we have the clear system, like map. If you go from Melbourne to Sydney, you have the map and you know where to go. Without a map, and then you still can go, but you might get lost somewhere. So our practice just give them. It's always it never be perfect, but we give them some clear map for them to get on board and carry on.
Yeah.
So it that answer your question.
Yeah. Thank you. Luke. So I know that you choose the task, yeah, but I think it worked for everyone here to understand how did you choose a system for for your practice? I understand that because you have told me the story about, you try different tools and then you try different technology to see how it works, how it can be applicable for your team. So what would be the criteria? What would be, some of the key factors for you or for everyone else running an accounting practice to choose the right tool, not only Zetas, but also there are so many tools on the market now.
From my experience, is choosing the tool applied to your practice, it take you a lot of time, efforts. I I used to use Jetpack and also Ignition. If you search on the Jetpack, which is the American-based, workflow management as well, but that's from USA. And we used that system for a while, and then that's standalone. And then we also try Ignition for engagement letter, client onboarding, which is, even that we had a system, but still two separate systems. In my view is I want something, centralized, something that I can engage clients and workflow management until invoicing. So one central system for the whole process. So the Jetpack helped me with client engagement. It's very, very easy process, so very convenient. Workflow management because I've been trying, different system and I see it's work for us, and also invoicing. So at the moment, we kind of like happy with the G task. Having said that, with all with accounting practice, what I had experience is when you introduce a new system, it takes a lot of time. And then, however, when you get done, it's very rewarding.
Yeah, yeah. Thank you. Yeah, so in brief, we have talked about three main challenges running an accounting practice. So the first one is the customer experience, of course, that Duke has shared that we need to meet the expectation of the customer. Uh, in order to maintain that, we need the procedure, we need the people, we need system, we need the tools that can help the staff to maintain the high level of service. That is the first one. The second one about the internal operations challenges, that is more on training, on developing on the guidelines, and then also have a mechanism or a system to track and then to manage on the task effectively, so that you will not miss any deadline, you will not overlook any assignment. And for the third challenge, it would be around the quality of service. So Luke has shared that that is more on um, have the right process, have the right um, flow for all the staff, or all the even new staff can keep the same level of quality of service. So those are the main challenges. Yeah, we know that there are so many challenges around running a business, but as per sharing from Đức, that is those are the main challenge, and then we can discuss more on that. Before I go to some next topic, do you have any question? I got one question from Kimberly. So I do have a question. How does like the system multitask fit alongside Zero and MYOB and other accounting tools you are using? So I think the question here is how you can combine, an internal operation system with on the required system like to meet with the compliance requirement from ATO and from other organization?
So basically, the answer came the question. Zero or MYOB is accounting system, right? For you to prepare the financial statement, income tax return, if you use the zero practice management or MYOB, practice management. That's when you submit the tax to the government. With this one or two for the actual work, and then you need a tool to manage those things. That we call workflow management. This is two separate things. One thing is you doing the actual work to report to government, and then you use another tool to manage this thing happened in the harmonized way, and you make sure that thing being done by MYOB and zero is not missed. So for example, you need to do the financial statement, income tax return for client using a zero, and another client they use the MYOB, so they need to do it, and the task or workflow management will manage to make sure that those tasks will be done by someone and will be done on time. Does it make sense to you?
Yeah, Kimberly, I think Luke has addressed your question, right? Yeah, so in brief, those Z-Task is a system to manage your tasks, the workflow, internal workflow, and Zero MYOB and other accounting tool are more on submitting the information to ATO and other organization. So those are two different type of system that we use within one accounting practice.
Yes.
Yeah. So I have a question before everyone, if you have any question, just put in the chat box. But I have one question. I'm very curious that because you have around 500 business clients and more. So how do you scale to that number? And what was the biggest challenges? And I understand that at that time you haven't got any ZTAS or any system to work on that. Or maybe you have some other separate system, but how could you manage that?
So come back like when we started, with the trade partner, we have few clients, and then eventually we grow the portfolio of clients. And I just like we are always ready with the tech adoption. Like we always change. We're looking for something to help your business in terms of manage workflow. As I said before, I try ERB Next, Jetpack, Ignition, other things, and eventually, I'm at the moment we are using GTAS, and it might be 5-10 years later another tool better. I might jump to that tool. You never know. But at the moment, GTAS is the one that we see fits our purpose, our need.
Okay. I have another question. So after implementing the tool, or the tool coming from ERP or some other tool as well. So which part of your team workflow that you find improve the most?
Thank you. So basically, when you work with let's say put it like this, you work with now the workflow management tool. Look like you travel from Melbourne to Sydney without a map, right? You can go, but it's very hard. It's not efficient. It's not productive. And with the workflow management, you exactly now at any time you know how many tasks you need to be done, and then what will be done in the order. Where is the deadline? And the communication between the team is just great. When the job been done, the next person they are informed, and then they know that okay, this task been done, so now I need to step on and carry on the next step of the work. So that's the improvement between the team. So it's just like make everyone be aware of what they are doing and accountable for things within the practice.
Yeah, so that will improve the communication between among the team member, right? So you don't need to,
and also make the process more efficient.
Yeah.
Okay. Instead of you need to check it manually, open a file, check it. You just can go to a client and then you pull out a file, and then you can see, what tasks still pending and what need to be done and when it should be done.
Yeah, I hope that answer your question, right, Zoe? So yeah, so in brief, whichever tool you use, you need to apply the technology within your practice so that you can optimize the communication and then also optimize the time spending on each task from your team as well. We have another question from Kang. From your experience, how did you prioritize work and allocate company resources, especially during peak season?
It's very good question, and it's just applied to all the accounting practice. So I had to say that, we to get a job done, we need to have resource, which is, the team. And the tool is just like support you and in terms of planning, making more productive. And come to your question, how we allocate company resource during the peak season. So basically, when we had a system like this, and then we can pull out a report, and you can see each headcount manage how many clients, how many jobs, and then you can, see, okay, this person at the moment they don't have a lot of work to do, so you can shift from one person to another one, which is internally workflow management, and that's we help you to allocate the resource and to maximize the capacity and productivity within the practice. Does it answer your question, Min Hee Khan?
Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you, Andrew. So okay, we have a question from Michelle. Is the task more of a CRM for an accounting firm? Can this be used for any consulting business too? User-friendly for a business that is not so touchy? For this one, I can answer, but I leave it to Duke so that he's the one who used the system and then he has more, balanced opinion on that.
From my view, because if any consulting practice would be able to use this tool, but I think you may need to work with the start team, the tech team, to develop and to modify to suit your requirement. Because with accounting, I see it's very easy to use, and as I said, introduction implementing phase is hard because it's new to you. But after a while, when you use it and you get used to it, and it's super easy. And I think it should be able to serve other consulting business, not only accounting.
Yeah. For this question, I just want to add a bit more on that because we are the one who developed the system. So ZTAS is a workflow management system. So and also a case management system as well. So by saying that, that can be applicable for any consulting business, not only accounting firm. Even though we focus, the first template was with accounting firm, but we have been preparing for other consulting business type to onboard to be on board with us as well. Because that is just a change in on the task sequences. So that is something that we can discuss a bit further, Sheila, when after this session, because I think that can be applicable for all the consulting business as well. Yeah. I have one question related to ZTAS, but also not really ZTAS, but also just a system. It so for a system and for your practice, what was the very first process that you try to automate or try to apply technology for your practice?
As I shared the PowerPoint before, and I think we always see the opportunity, and then we develop the internal procedure, and then we have many clients coming, and we can see that and then we come to this SWOT analysis. We say we had a good opportunity, we had a lot of clients, we had a weakness, which is mean that if we don't have the system, we need to manage this, manually, and that's make us try to think. We need to adopt, new technology. We need to find a tool to help us to manage work. So that's process always come to my mind. What we have, what our strength, what our weaknesses, and then we need to change it. So change and new tech adoption is something I always look at. My first priority. I need to change it. I need to keep my practice. Tech savvy. We need to get on with the new technology, so we not to be behind. That basically is.
Okay, so that was the question from Aura. That was a private question, and then it put on here. So yeah, thank you Nick, for that. So you choose the right process to automate first, just to make sure that the efficiency is there, and then just to make sure that you still maintain on the customer experience level for your client as well. Yeah. I think my last question would be around we have talked about the challenges, we have talked about on the solution and the tech everything. So what would be your one advice for the accounting practice to maintain and overcome to maintain the customer experience and overcome all the challenges that happen every day while running an accounting firm?
Thanks, Peter. First, I think we have the question from Aura. Maybe I need to answer her question first.
Okay.
What process did you automate first using this task and why? So within the practice and then workflow management, we have so many things that we need to. Maybe I try to automate as much as I can. And I think someone shared a screen.
Yeah, I'm sharing the screen.
Yeah. And the first thing what I done is the client engagement. If you are in accounting practice, you know that the first step is engage with client, and then you need to prep the engagement letter. You send them the code to them, and you can do it manually. But when they come back to you, they're not happy with the code, and then you need to manually fix it, and then you send again. With the G task, we can do it. We can send to them, and get they sign it, and they return digitally sign and return to you. If they are not happy with the code, and then you always can update it, and you just resend the code to them. So that's the first thing that very easy, very convenient for accounting practice. And of course, you can list out workflow, the task management, and also invoicing, and team collaboration. Before you might have to send by email within team. Now within a job, team can chat and can message, and you can leave the note within the work. So that's a thing that you can use.
Yeah. So so you started with the first touch point with your client. It was the onboarding letter, and then also on other touch point like invoicing and everything. So I think that is a fair goal for an accounting firm to start with. Why you are here? So because this is not a session that I introduced about ZTask, but just because we mentioned about ZTask too much, also I cannot stop to just to show you just a very quick about ZTask, so that people will have an overview about ZTask. So this is a system that we developed for accounting firm. So that is something very easy to use. So that is just for accounting firm or even for consulting business to use it. Just like we can manage the task easily in here. For example, like just one example. So we have all the tasks, subtasks here. So every single task we can go through, and then we have the assignee, and whenever it come to complete the task, it will go to the next person until the end. So that is a very quick introduction, but we might have other session to introduce about our system after this webinar. But I hope this session, this webinar about sharing the best practice for accounting firms might give you some idea about how you can grow your accounting firm as well. So thank you, Anduk, for your time, and thank you everyone for joining us today. We hope that we have more chance to discuss with you one-on-one or discuss with you about the best practice, not only for the tech solution, or not only for ZTAS, but also we want to create a community of the accounting firm business to share about best practice, share about all the knowledge, and share about their experience running the accounting firm. Thank you, and have a good night.
Thanks, thank you for having me. Thank everyone.
Thank you.